how to play links golf. It's some of the most fun golf you'll play, some of the most challenging golf you play, but there are some tricks. Let's talk about some of the tricks with Matthew on the camera.
Hello.
And Dan here, who I would say is a links specialist.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about why as we go. Let's start from the tee. Have you played links golf up there in that box? Let me know, yes or no. Did you love it? Did you find it hard or challenging? I'd love to hear. You can do that in the comments down below. If you're new here, hello, welcome. Golf daily videos. Maybe hit the subscribe button if you like what's going on here. And also, if you're already subscribed, hello again. Make sure you got that bell icon turned on, notifications, so you don't miss the next great golf video. Here we go. How to play links golf. What are you thinking about from the tee on a links course? For me, I'm thinking about the trouble a lot, because in links golf, I don't know what you feel, you can put yourself out the hole in one go.
Yeah.
Pot bunkers, they're deep. You go in them, you're chipping out. The rough can be knee high.
Yeah.
Where obviously you can do the same on any golf course, but a parkland course where you hit it in the trees, sometimes I feel like I can go and find it and carve it out and get going. Yeah. So I've got my bails. I know where my trouble is my starting point. What would you?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I'm trying, almost plotting a little bit more. Yeah. On a links course than I am, let's say, a parkland course. So I'm hitting a lot. I'm trying to make sure I do not run into these pot bunkers, which are sometimes in our sort of areas. Yeah, because you're dead and buried in there. Next big thing I'm accounting for with that trouble is where the wind's coming from, because it's going to play such a big factor. Absolutely.
This is down and off the right. It's out of bounds up the left. And then there's bunkers on the right, so I'm gonna choose my bail as a push here. Yeah. I'll flirt with those bunkers rather than have to reload. Reloading on a links course would be just so painful. So I'm gonna aim middle to right side, let the wind bring it back, and see what I can get out of it.
You hit a perfect ball.
Take that.
That is a perfect ball.
Now what I'm going to do when I hit a shot, so I'm watching that as close as I can watch it with my eyes, and I'm learning from what that wind has done to the ball, because if this is my first tee, that's valuable information going forwards to the next tee shot. Yeah. Cool, that moved it more. When it got up past the low trees here, the wind really took it, or it didn't. Oh, that was, you know, that was more into the wind than I felt here. All those kind of things I'm thinking about. Like, I'm watching each shot so closely. Yeah. And I'm watching you. Yeah. So I'm watching that shot there to see how much that wind's hit it, because I knew what you were trying to do. Yeah. I know in this situation I knew what you were trying to do, but yeah, I'm trying to learn as much as I possibly can from your shot. So what are you seeing here, Dan? So very similar to Mark. I'm trying to work. I'm deciding whether I'm going to work with the wind or against the wind. Yeah. So on this particular shot, with a bit of a bail out to the right hand side, I've got more trouble down the left. I'm going to try and see if I can almost try and work with the wind here. Yeah. And get it sort of shaping a little bit more, pretty similar to what Mark kind of hit down there. Beauty as well. So that's actually a bit of a toey draw. Toey draw, yeah. It really works, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. I just felt like I had so much room out right that I could just hit it out there as much as I like and let the wind sort of just want to bring it back. What are you thinking here, Matt? You've gone down, we've got hit drivers and you've now got iron out. So I've gone down because my bad shot at the moment is left and going left, out of bounds left, wind off the right, like everything's pushing me that way. Yeah. This hopefully will end up short of the fairway bunkers. Okay. So like I've literally got 100-yard gap to hit. Yeah. So I can literally start it up to the right. If I do my overdraw, then I'm not going to be in any trouble, and I'll have my second shot. Look at that finish. Just short of the bunkers, perfect. So let's move up there and see what we're confronted by when we get hopefully on the fairway, or if one of us, we might have run through. Let's see what the rough's thrown at us and the fairway. So I'm 88 yards out into the wind like Matt off the right, and I'm going to do a similar shot, punch shot, but I'm going to use 50 degrees, so like a gap wedge. Okay. No wind, I'd be using 56. So often if I'm hitting into the wind like this, I'm going to take more club and then hit it a bit softer, because again that's just lowering the height, lowering the flight, giving me the feeling of control. But I do have to be wary and hitting into this wind. But the way I'm going to strike this ball might have a bit of spin on it, so I need to understand a little bit on a links course more, and I mean with any course, but really links courses especially, which way the green is sloping, because the ball's going to land and then go with generally an undulating green. And the big thing with links courses is there's lots of drop-offs, and you don't want to hit them because it gets really tricky. So I need to kind of have some awareness of where my drop-offs are, which way the green might go, and then I'm going to try and hit into that space. So on this instance, it's going to be tough, but I'm going to try and hit it on the right side of that flag for it to land, spin down and to the left in theory. I'm going to turn the loft off the face, handle forwards, then in turn the ball goes towards my back foot, pressure on my front foot, and as I make my swing, weight will stay there, and then I'm going to try and hit down and quite hard. So I'm going to have to make sure I don't make too big a swing. So I'm controlling speed with length of swing as well as firmness of strike. I'm kind of balancing both a little bit.
Yep.
Just up the right. Not sure if I've hit it hard enough. Yeah, I have. Come on. Very happy with that one. So I've dropped it out to the right. I've had enough club to get it back there, which looks like it's got the pin eye and then spun back. So I've controlled all the elements of that shot. Definitely a friendlier one, but one you need to know how to play on a links course. So Dan's just run off into the rough slightly. Yes. And as you can see, there's a bit of grass around the ball. He's got the same conundrum as me. So the same green, he's got a wedge. How would you play a shot like this? Because dealing with the longer grass like this is key to playing better golf on a links course.
So it's like, very similar to yours. Like, I'm playing it like a punch shot because I've got so much wind to deal with here in this situation, but it's not gonna, I always think this, with this shot, it's not gonna maybe balloon quite as much as what yours would want to do. Yeah. And also when it lands, yours is going to sort of spin on us, whereas this one might just jump forward, and the reason for that is because I've got quite a bit of grass there. I feel like I'm going to get a little bit of a flyer from this. So I'm expecting it to sort of land and then maybe release up towards the pin, so still, even with this wind. Ball position? Ball position, again, I try and keep it just maybe centre, if slightly back of centre with a wedge, so slightly further back than normal. Yeah. And then for this particular shot, because I've got about 90 yards, I'm going to almost play it to the yardage of what I would with this club, because of the amount of fly I feel like I'm going to get from it. So what does that mean? Are you playing less club that would go shorter and hope it goes longer? Yeah, so this would go, yeah, correct, I'm playing this like a 90-yard shot, which would be, like, this goes about 100 yards, 105 yards. Okay. So I'm playing it like a 3/4 punch shot, which should then land and then release up. So it's going to land sort of around 85 yards and then release up towards the hole. Let's see it. Decent strike. Down, but looks like it was kind of releasing up. And then obviously by having that ball middle to slightly back is making your impact not interfere with any of that grass. I'm almost trying to like make sure I can steepen out my angle of attack fraction, so I'm keeping my weight forward and getting almost popping down into it so I don't get any grass interaction with the club face before I make contact with the ball. Right, we've got just off the edge of the green here, we've not quite made it on. Yeah. Plenty of green to work with. The green slopes away and it's downwind. Yes. How much would all those factors, so how much would the downwind factor change what your decision of your shot is going to be? Quite a lot really. Green speed as well would, I would add it all up really. Yep. If it's quick and it's downwind, then I'm scared. So a links course, generally what would be the theme of a green on a links course? Well, yeah, quick. Fiery, isn't it? Fiery. So I'm literally going as low as possible all the time around links. Yeah. It's rare that I would look up and try and stop it quick. I'm like, even this is absolutely fine to be putting through, chipping and running through, like it's not a problem at all. Yeah, I mean, I honestly would be putting or hybrid putting that and see no advantage for me chipping at all. I think you have 5 balls with each club here. You could probably take your 58 out. Yeah. Any of those 3, I reckon I'm getting them all pretty similar. So which one would you choose? Probably an 8 or a putter. 8, it's meant to be a chip. So how are you doing an 8-iron run in these situations? So I'm gripping down, getting the club a little bit closer to me, mainly for a bit more control. So I would literally go down to the shaft, right at the bottom of the grip. Ball position a little bit back, weight on my left, and making sure I strike ball first. Kind of wristy or no wristy? Yeah, pretty much more body, turning, no wrists. Okay. Kind of like a putting stroke. Up the left a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. Bumble it down there. It's a nice shot. Look at it run. So it's downhill and then the wind is helping that carry along. Needed a fraction more, but it's not a bad shot at all. So let's see one where you hit your 58, just for argument's sake. Can you do one where, would you putt that as well, Dan?
Would you chip and run and putt that?
I would do very similar to that, yeah. I would definitely keep it on this short stuff as much as I could. Wouldn't want to chuck it up. Not with downwind, you know.
So let's see a 58, just for argument's sake. I reckon you're good enough to put it inside. It's a good shot, but look, it's so hard to control. You hit that nice. So even for Matt, who is comfortable hitting a 58, that situation, which is so common on a links course, he's just playing his bets, he's playing his numbers, his averages. He knows that along the ground, when the wind's involved, pacey greens, is going to perform better than chucking it up in the air.
Yeah, yeah.
Take your odds. So common occurrence at a links course. You hit a good shot. This is a par 3.
Par 3, downwind.
You're coming over the flag. You're landing not far off the flag.
Yeah.
It's coming over. Got a bit of stop with land angle, but you now drop right off.
Drop this off.
So you've got now the advantage going back into the wind.
Yeah.
This downwind would be harder. You're on a down slope. The beautiful part of links courses when they're designed its bowls,
yeah.
So the chance of getting in the bottom of it are often slim. You're either up or down it. Generally, that's a common one.
Yeah.
You got plenty of green.
But I playing my percentages, I would probably go higher here and take the slope out.
Show me.
I know that you might not though.
Well, let's see.
Are you factoring wind at all? Are you thinking about wind?
Not really, no.
You would downwind though, surely?
I would, more downwind I would, yeah. Into wind,
This would give me absolute confidence
really,
going
yeah.
into wind like this.
I 100% agree. If I was going in the air knowing that's into the wind as a blanket,
Yeah, it would
I
just
would be happy.
Yeah.
If I was a goer-upper.
Yeah.
58.
He's still gone low, but he's just not interacting with the bank.
Yeah.
So for me here, as my strength generally being putting, I would putt.
Okay.
I'm just putting with a hybrid because it's going to get through this in theory a bit quicker. I mean, I still think it's difficult. I think Matt's hit a good shot there, but I would feel more comfortable popping it through there with the hybrid. Definitely would want to get closer than that, but I'm not interacting with that on a flat basis. Matt's not interacting with it by getting over.
Like you said a minute ago, weighing up your percentages, like I think my percentages of striking that are higher than going through this and gambling on what it's going to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking that's a high percentage. I'm going to play that.
Most common.
If I wasn't good at striking it, I would do your one.
Yeah. Well, the most common mistake I see when I've brought amateurs or played in pro-am amateurs, you come to such a different environment.
Yeah.
They have one shot.
Yeah.
And they just keep playing it.
Yeah.
And it's about how, you know, I don't go low when it's ridiculously not the shot.
Yeah.
I choose to go high. If there's something in front of me and I can't use this, I then have to go high. It's definitely been, I think the thing that links courses do more than anything else is they just throw real big questions at you.
All the time.
Yeah, and the questions never stop because that wind just keeps blowing.
Yeah.
So your emotions of being blown around and trying to control little like differences of strikes or whatever, you're so challenged. To having enough options,
Yeah.
I think is really the key. But playing to your strengths definitely, because the trouble is, you know, from this shot, I'm just thinking I could leave it in here.
Yeah.
You're not thinking that, so that's why we're changing. Again, it's like you say, it's just playing to your get out of jail card as quick as possible, really. Just think about putting on a links course, because it is a different emotion and different skill. Because I certainly feel bullied by the wind on a links course, so putting into the wind to downwind and stuff has played on my mind.
Yeah.
And even across slopes with winds. And then generally the slopes can be a little bit more pronounced as a general rule. So just a couple of situations. Look, I'm going to give you this putt for birdie, and I'm going to give you this putt for birdie as well.
Half the distance.
Law of averages, strokes gained, you want that one.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
This one.
Why?
Purely based on the slope, that it's coming so downhill that if I get a little bit excited with that one, I'll be quite a way past.
Yeah.
Whereas if I get too tentative on it, I can then leave myself a nasty little 1 to 2 footer coming back down for my par.
Yeah, I mean, even though my brain would still go, I want that one, I totally hear you. like I wouldn't want this one knowing I have to hole the next one.
Yeah, if it's a gimme, pick it up because you lost the hole.
If it's just which one you're going to hole more, I'm going to hole that one more.
Yeah.
But if it's about what happens when it misses, I agree with you, I would have the other one as well. So if I was in a match play situation, we're both here even, I would love to hole mine because this one gets so much harder, or at least make them have to hole this.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty with links golf. You've got such big slopes. It's so, and all golf courses are the same with big slopes. It's attack and defend. I just feel often on links golf, because it never gives you anything back at any other point. You miss the fairway back there by a yard and you're in thick grass. Yeah. Our tee shots, it required us to hit it with the wind and gauge it in a decent shot. If you didn't, it's gone. Every step of the way, it's just going, no. When you get a chance to attack, it's like a pleasure. Yeah. Because I would say links golf some of the most stressful golf I've ever played.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because there's not many birdies when it's windy. No, and it's like pars and the odd birdie and a lot of bogeys.
It's a bit like par fives. You know when you get like a downwind par five, I always think that there's going to be another par 4 out there that's going to be into wind that's a par 5.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take advantage of the par 5 that's a par 4,
which you're at 9 into, and then you got a par 4 that you're in a free wind into.
And then I'm accepting that I'm making 5 on the par 4 next, which is into wind.
Yeah.
You know, it's acceptance in a lot of it.
Hit that one first then. I still think you're holding this one.
It would be interesting to know what the strokes gained off the downhill one is.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, Dan, what was that?
I said I factor in the wind like all the time when I'm playing links.
Yeah, I don't. It would need to be a bit stronger than this for me, and the green slightly quicker for me to be putting it into this putt.
Yeah.
Pop straight up there.
Bang! He'd rather have that one. Yes, please.
We're flagging. You're just giving a whack.
I mean, look at the difference in
dribbler.
Aggression.
Up.
Yeah.
Oi. Very different.
Like, you're so in a way I wasn't even worried about the putt coming up the hill.
You could see that.
Yeah.
And then down the hill I was thinking of not going.
So think about what that does to your second shot, and think about what that does then to your drive. This is a great example of a hole here at Traverse. You've got a ditch in front. Yeah. Plenty of links courses with Turnberry, is it 17 or 16 that has the ditch in front?
Ditch 17.
I am stood on that tee. Don't miss this fairway, don't miss this, because you know if you miss the fairway, you're in the chunky grass, you're onto a pitched green, that you know if you get the top side of it, you're having to really, do you see what I mean? Yeah. Every step, it's going,
and also coming too close. If you get too close to the green, you're then left with a shot that you can't get as much spin on, a fiddly shot that you're going to lose a bit of spin on and then get it releasing past the cup.
And then what about side breakers? Because then this is the thing I always, when I played a lot of links golf as an amateur growing up, I taught myself to try and over break so much on links golf, because when the ball is dying on a green, any green, links green or a fast parkland green, it's basically, if there's a slope, it's going sideways. Yeah. And because the ball can travel so slowly on a links green, as in because it's so quick, so near the end of its life it's going so slow but doesn't stop. Yeah. I was always, when I first started playing links golf, and I see it with amateurs, just under braking everything. So I consciously on a links course, and we actually played this course today, and a bit I was over braking everything. Yeah. And it was like, so I just haven't played them enough. I always give them as much respect as possible. Are you similar?
I'm exactly the same. I'm always trying to, and especially on a links course, I'm always seeing it dying in the side, kind of in this putt here, I'd be looking at really focusing on trying to hit it up on the high side and die it in, maybe on that left edge. Yeah. Just let it fall in. You're never kind of seeing me race these massively down to the right hand side. Just always
the only one you feel like you can bang at the flag is the one you did that straight up the hill one.
Yeah.
Because again, everything else, I think a good ethos on links golf, certainly around putting, is you need to have an element of defence in your bag. You've got to know when it's correct to defend, and again, it's that same thing. I see amateurs come and play. You know, I remember there's a few. We went and played Saunton with a couple of amateur friends who hadn't played that long, but they're of decent standard. Like, you know, got to 12, but only been playing like 2 or 3 years. Never played links golf. Got him on the links course. He was not a 28 handicap. He was just hopeless. He could not understand the slopes from the parkland that we grew up on. You do have to learn the style of it. sloping lies. Let's address them. Look at this. This is buggies in, buggies on links courses are always funny because obviously this course was X amount of years old, buggies weren't around, so you can feel your ball's going to land on these, you're going to know how to deal with them. Let's have a little play. Hold that camera steady.
Yeah, okay. That looks awfully slopey.
Slopey lies, you're going to get them, you're going to drive across them, you're going to struggle on them. Because not only have you got the sloping lie working one way, you're going to have the wind working a particular way, and then when you get the marry up or the fusion of them both working against your worst shot, if you like. So for instance, ball downhill lie and below my feet, so that way and that way, I'm going to expect to see this ball move off to the right. So you put wind off my left,
which it is,
with a big trouble drop off on the right, it's now I'm defend mode. But you flip me round this way into off the right, now it's an uphill lie, basically, a bit more drawy. I'm loving this. I'm going to hang it out to the right with the wind, but it's all subject to what loft I'm hitting.
Absolutely,
Because the biggest thing that I see people struggle with slopey lies is they don't know their pattern enough to then work it into the pattern of the lie. So what I mean by that, if you're someone who hits lots of heavy draw shots, for instance, this might not fade for you. If you're someone who cuts a lot, you're aiming this shot that cuts more, wind off to left, the same place I'm aiming where I don't cut it that much from here. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be able to move around your perceptions of your shot into what the outcome might be from that lie. So if you, I'll put some links to like some videos I've done where it explains how sloping lies works. This is not the point of this video. This video is more if you're playing links courses, you need to get practicing and learning your patterns with different lofts from uphill, side hill, downhills, because you're going to get them. You're going to get them. And if you're not used to moving your ball position around, playing different shapes, it's going to be a long old day, isn't it?
Very long. Play the music. He's a lovely boy. Here it is.
Got it?
I got it, yeah, just there.
Oh, gee.
Get that out.
Yes, please. So, long grass, you're going to find it in links courses. What do you need to do in there?
Hit it hard.
And get loft. Loft, hard, back out, take your medicine. Anyone trying to hack around in here too overexcited,
thinking they're going to get to the green,
they don't
generally go about there.
It's good they'll do that. So I know about you, for me for this I go 10 finger.
Do you? No, I never do that, no.
And I also point the face slightly right, this kind of heavy, because there's a good chance it's going to grab and go left. Those buggies aren't safe, and then it's a case of just whacking it.
Oh like there's the leftness.
No yardage, just move it forwards and hope I don't go into the other rough. Back in, that's semi in play. Speed, loft, expectations gone, move it forwards.
So talk to us a little bit about Greenside bunkers then, Matt. Are you doing anything different than what you'd normally do?
Generally, Greenside bunkers and links are super massive high lips, aren't
big
they?
lips like we've got here.
So you need the ability to get that ball up quick.
Okay.
Distance wise depends on that speed and if you can get it, basically, but the main thing is to try and get as much loft on it to get it out in the first place.
Yeah, so you're picking out what, your 58 degree?
Absolutely, most lofted, and adding some loft too.
So using twisting the face a little bit to open that up.
The loft, and then I'm just trying to get my entry point right and deliver a lot of speed.
Okay.
So what would you say would be the generalised pattern for amateurs? I mean, they're going to be confronted by lips, like you say, that they're going to kind of go, wow. So to come to a links course, it's almost like they need to try and practice getting in their bunkers and seeing how high they can get.
They can get it, yeah. Like sometimes your expectations, like some people might not be able to get over this. So like, this might be a better option and not leave yourself in here and like just find the lowest point that you can get out of. But if you've got the ability to get that ball up and you've got the speed, then cool, learn what your limits are.
Yeah, I would say that bunkers on links courses are pretty much a hazard.
Yes.
Like a lot of players, like for our sort of ability, if I go in a bunker, I'm not too that bothered normally.
But
if I get in a links,
you're hoping it's
I'm expecting that I've made a problem is I've come in here. I then get it out in 2-putt, move on.
And then if we take this just for argument's sake to fairway bunkers, obviously the fairway bunkers on links courses are super important that you know that you can get your height out, because sometimes you have to do the shot that you're just about to play now, a splash shot in the fairway.
In the fairway,
it's not a case that you can actually move it, and I see so many amateurs play a links course or think they can, I'm going to hit my 7 here, ram it into the, you know, you're 2 out of there from 200 out with the wind howling. Also, it's tough.
Like linksy ones, you'll like this. I wouldn't say, well, this is linksy, but you get the pot bunkers, don't you? At links, like the small round
not
ones,
much room
and you're
in
like literally like this as well. So don't be scared to like practice stood in funky positions too.
And you see that in the open, don't you?
Oh yeah,
all the
where
time,
they're literally one leg out, or they're coming out
on
sideways.
Knee, trying to get that ball
practicing
on,
those
club
shots
on the ball.
is always
magic
good.
Then, Matt.
Pop it up as high as I can, shall I?
Listen to the sound of that as well, because the sand is different, isn't it?
Thicker, heavier.
Links bunker. And again, what I see amateurs doing is not appreciating how much speed they need, because like you say, it's thicker and heavier than like the, you know, the white powdery stuff that you get often at nice parkland courses where it is fluffy.
Because I know
it's a proper decent bassy boom out of a links.
I was going to say, I do like you say, it's nice and fluffy on top, and then underneath it is quite firm, isn't it? I always find that I tend to like, I can hit into it quite nicely.
It's that speed again, isn't it? Absolutely. They need to make sure that they are giving it plenty of speed.
Some oomph.
And I think a great point that you made, like sometimes in a links bunker, and it's this case or situation more than any other else on bunkers generally, is you do just take your punishment. So many times I've not gone at the pin. I've still got on the green, but I just can't go there because it's going to roll off and go in the other bunker. So I'm going to go up that slope down and just try not to go in here again if I'm playing tomorrow. Kind of stuff. There we go, that's a quick guide to how to play a links course. There's obviously so much more. That's like overview for anyone who's thinking of coming and playing. It's definitely one of the most fun, and if you've not played it before, it's one of the most kind of unworldly golf situations. Like some links courses are like moonscapes. They're amazing to see. When we've gone to Ireland and you get lots of the Americans come over, they're going out in the wind and the rain and they're loving that. They're coming in and go, wow, that was so much fun, because they're playing in humidity and sweating, and they're so different. For me as well, links golf's always been about understanding expectations, so understanding how tough it can be when the wind does blow compared to not blowing, compared to when the pins are in certain positions to not. Because they can basically trick them up, can't they?
Links, I just think it's funny, like one day there is potential to shoot 5 under, and exactly the same condition, there's a chance to shoot 5 over because you're hitting a different slope or the other side of that slope, and you're like, oh,
you're not rolling back off one, you're kicking off one.
Your margins are so small all the time. But expectations, just know what to expect when you come here. You're gonna get wind, you're gonna get funny lies
and bounces and everything. And then the biggest skill for anyone coming to play, it's being able to be accomplished and have some control of moving your ball position around. You're gonna have to hit higher ones, move that ball forward, lower ones like we've shown you here, move it back. You're gonna be able to have to hack out of the long grass. You're gonna be able to have to take something on that you might normally wouldn't do because it's downwind so much. You now can hit it 250 through the air. It's understanding how you need to be so much more creative to get the most out of these really creative spaces. Post comments down below. Do you love links golf or not? Is it something you would steer to more of? You played it all your life, or something you're not interested in at all? You just love your parklands? Post down below. Let us know. As always, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. If you have, hit that bell icon so you get the notifications every time we tell you how to play a links course. And the magic is thrown out.
More magic.
Magic.